Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, City Council takes on the water conservation issue.
And a little piece of World War II flies into Torrance.
Then a group of 8th graders help out with local government for the day.
Plus, the PTA luncheon turns into a big surprise for one deserving teacher.
These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Jin Chen. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. The City Council unanimously passed the Level 2 water requirements at the latest meeting, an emergency action that asked the community to cut back by 24%. Torrance City Cable 3 reporter Hiba Samad shows us how some residents have already taken steps.
Now, something like this in the ground, you have to water.
Dennis O'Keefe has been counting on Mother Nature to keep his garden growing.
I was catching the water coming out of the drain pipe and putting it in buckets and running out in the rain and doing it. And I thought, there's got to be a less wet way to do this.
That's when O'Keefe turned to the city to find out there was a rebate program for water barrels. He now has installed 3 barrels throughout his backyard. Each barrel connects to a drain pipe and can catch up to 50 gallons.
I was watering it 2 or 3 times a week before, and now I'm down to maybe once every 10 days.
But O'Keefe isn't alone on his mission. Other community members have been turning to grass-free landscapes made from mulch.
I just water just a tiny bit, and I water like each little plant and just see how it's blooming.
For Heather, her western-looking front yard is filled with unique flowers and cactuses that has taken 1 year to make.
That's what's fun to me, is to come out and water it and look at all these things.
For some residents who have already taken steps to install water-friendly landscapes, they say they still have some questions about the Level 2 requirements.
I've already been serving for a year, so if I'm going to get cut back even more, and here I've been the person that was proactive.
Mayor Fury announced that the city as a whole would have to cut back by 24%, not on an individual basis.
I think we got the best resolution possible. As we mentioned at the end of the meeting, we gave accolades to the city attorney staff because we got under it early. We knew it was coming.
Fury says it's a complex situation. Some residents, though, hope there can be other ways to resolve this problem.
I don't live here to have my behavior controlled on such things as not having a front lawn. And I would ask you, as my city council, to push back.
But it seems like the money that we're spending in many other areas could be well spent to take the water that we have right in our backyard at the ocean and desalinate that water and use that.
Chuck Scheich, the city's water advisor, says he hopes more people will follow in the footsteps of citizens like Heather Elder to keep our environment bright.
We're going to be asking everybody to do what they can do. We do recognize that some of our community have cut back to the bare bones.
For Torrance City Cable, I'm Hiba Samad.
Thanks, Hiba. Mayor Fury says they will lobby to decrease the 24% water requirement. He also hopes to have more water wells once they can allocate money.
We may be in for a heavy drought, but Californians are stepping up to the plate, according to a new report published recently by the State Water Resources Control Board. The state has cut water usage by 3.6% in March compared to the same period in 2013. Now, this is good news for the state of California as we head into the drought's 4th year with the lowest levels of water in record history. The state has saved a total of 8.6% since last summer, but the Water Board says we shouldn't celebrate just yet. We still have a long way to go to meet the statewide 25% mandatory water use reduction required by Governor Jerry Brown. Currently, cities that use the most water must cut the most, and areas that already use relatively less will have to cut a smaller amount.
The familiar city council meeting room was full of surprises, and for former Mayor Frank Scotto and his wife Cindy, they received the biggest one of all. The couple was beyond surprised as they were honored with the most prestigious award given by the city. The Jared Sidney Torrance Award recognizes citizens for sustained service to the community. Mayor Fury described the Scottos as honorees who have tirelessly worked decades for the city of Torrance. They have had their hands in many programs helping the city during its toughest times. Council members spoke about how Frank Scotto helped the city get through the economic downturn. The Scottos have also both fundraised heavily for the arts during his 2 terms as mayor.
Never, ever thought I was going to get this award. This is a big thing to me because I realize how few people have received an award in the city of Torrance over the history of Torrance. And so I am very humbled.
Scotto says there are many others who deserve this award. They have instilled the same values they have to their children and hope it will pass on to their grandchildren. Scotto says he plans to continue to be involved within the community. Today you can find him co-chairing the school bond measures that will upgrade classrooms. Scotto was elected in 2006 as mayor but served on the council since 2000. He helped with many developments, including the revitalization of Del Amo Fashion Center and building the Toyota Sports Complex. They've worked hard to build their company known as Frank Scotto Towing. They have 2 children and 5 grandchildren.
Congratulations. The city experienced a small piece of World War II when a restored B-24 plane called Witchcraft flew into the Torrance airport.
Hey, there's a bomber. Louis Zamperini used to fly in one of those planes.
The plane is the same model that the legendary Louis Zamperini flew in when it went down as depicted in the famous novel and film Unbroken. The event is part of the Collings Foundation's Wings of Freedom tour hosted by the Western Museum of Flight. Zamperini's son took a ride in the airplane as well. The plane was on display to the public and guests had the chance to fly in the legendary aircraft.
An award-winning hospital in Torrance was the site of a protest recently.
What do we want? Contracts. What do we want? Now. What do we want? Contracts. What do we want? Now.
The day started early for a group of nurses at Providence Little Company of Mary Medical Center in Torrance. The strike was part of a larger effort at 8 hospitals in the state to protest inadequate staffing levels. The group of more than 200 nurses rallied around the hospital to voice their concerns.
We staged a walkout, a one-day strike, because we want to fight for our patients. There's a lot of issues in the hospital. We have chronic short staffing. Nurses aren't getting their breaks. They're exhausted. Sometimes we work 12 and a half hours without a break. An exhausted nurse is gonna be more prone to errors and really compromises patient safety. We brought in the union about a year and a half ago because of patient safety issues. It was never about wages. We've always been fighting for our patients.
The protest was held for just 1 day.
And a hospital in Linwood received a small surprise. A mother turned in her newborn baby girl to hospital authorities. The baby was then transferred to protective custody and will be placed for adoption. This follows the Safe Surrender program started in the region by LA County Supervisor Don Kanabe, which allows parents of newborns to turn in their babies at any hospital or fire station if the baby is no more than 3 days old and in good health. Since the law went into effect, more than 120 babies have been safely surrendered in Los Angeles County. To learn more about the program, visit babysafela.org. Torrance hospitals and all 6 fire stations participate in the Safe Surrender program.
And Torrance will be saying goodbye to a longtime business at the end of this month. Panasonic, the Japanese electronics corporation, is closing its manufacturing plant in Torrance after nearly 2 decades. The plant is home to more than 90 workers and has produced over 40 million DVDs per year. Panasonic's location in Japan will continue the production of DVDs.
And what does an herbal food company in Torrance and a luxury hotel in Beverly Hills have in common? Well, the famous SLS Beverly Hills Hotel was recently purchased by Torrance-based Sunrider International, a company that sells herbal foods and beverages globally. The 297-room luxury hotel opened in 2007 and was put up for sale by hotel creator Sam Nazarian last year. Sunrider International also recently purchased St. Erman's Hotel in London and operates a hotel chain in China and Taiwan. Last year alone, investors have bought 399 hotels for $3.1 billion, up from 92 hotels and $1.8 billion in 2009.
If you're wondering what a Hagen market will look like, now you can see for yourself. Recently, we announced the planned conversion of several South Bay Albertsons into Hagen markets. 5 Hagen stores have officially opened in the South Bay since, 2 in Redondo Beach, 2 in San Pedro, and 1 in Lomita. You can visit these markets for a better idea of what the Torrance location on Hawthorne will look like. That opening is scheduled for June 4th.
A couple of iconic baseball game snacks were missing from a Major League game recently. Cracker Jacks and peanuts, 2 of the most popular snacks to munch on at baseball games, weren't allowed at an Indianapolis Indians game. And now other Major League teams are following with peanut-controlled zone games. This includes the Los Angeles Dodgers game on May 11th and August 11th. This is part of the larger peanut allergy awareness effort for those who suffer from severe peanut allergies.
And now there's officially a new title in the books. The Oxford English Dictionary has added MX as a gender-neutral title for those who are transgender or do not identify as either gender. This new title will join the list of the traditional Mr., Mrs., Miss, and Ms. titles that are currently listed. This is another example of how the English language is constantly adapting to culture and people's needs.
Even more reason to check out the Toyota Museum in Torrance if you haven't already. For the past 15 years, the museum has showcased over 150 trucks and cars dating through the decades. Toyota announced their plans to move its U.S. headquarters to Plano, Texas earlier last year, but whether or not the museum will move as well is still to be decided. Members of the Toyota Owners and Restorers Club started an online petition earlier this month, hoping to keep the museum based here in Torrance. The full petition is posted on change.org and has gathered more than 400 signatures so far. Now, to schedule a tour of the museum, visit toyotamuseum.com or call 310-468-8726. Still ahead, an important group of 8th graders take on the City Council.
And Bob Dylan fans come together for an annual concert in Torrance.
I'm Councilwoman Emily Stavanis. As we begin tonight's council meeting, let's begin a few moments with prayer.
It was a special day for a group of ambitious 8th graders who learned what it takes to run local government. After shadowing various city officials for the day, the Torrance 8th graders took their place at the podium to lead the latest city council meeting. They discussed items in the community such as proposing the banning of e-cigarettes and receiving emergency notifications through Torrance alerts. Students in Government Day helps to create informed citizens and future voters.
Now, if you're a senior and looking for legal help, you're in luck. The month of May marks National Elder Law Month, and a local business in Torrance is offering free services. Judd Matsunaga of Elder Law Services of California, located in Torrance, is offering free legal advice. The attorneys can help plan for long-term care needs, including assisted living or nursing home care. Free consultation will be provided to seniors over 65 every Wednesday this month from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. For more information or to schedule an appointment, call 310-348-2995.
Street rods, muscle cars, and motorcycles were the highlight of an annual show in Torrance. The Edelbrock Car Show in Torrance was the place to be to catch a glimpse of the latest hot rods. Car owners from all over the state came out to showcase their latest projects, which took a lot of dedication.
About 5 years to build it. I took every nut and bolt off of it and rebuilt it. My painter, he had 2 heart attacks, lost his leg. I had 4 heart attacks, and we didn't think we were going to be able to finish the car, but we stuck with it, and I've been very proud of it ever since.
I've been working on it for about 7 years. We did a lot of work to it. Every part of the car has been touched in some way. It's always a great show here, what Edelbrock puts on. Awesome hot rods, street rods, really wide variety of vehicles here.
Hosted by Edelbrock, car and motorcycle parts manufacturer, the car show is an annual event to celebrate hot rods, great food, and fellow car enthusiasts.
Edelbrock has been a supporter of our website from the very beginning, and they are America's racing team. Edelbrock's been doing it since the early 50s. You walk through their museum and their cars set up in there. It is amazing. I mean, the cars are something else, but I'll tell you what's even more are the pictures from Vic and everything from the 50s, how it all started.
For more information on the event, visit edelbrock.com/carshow.
Hundreds came out to support Honda's 30th annual For Our Children Food and Wine Festival. Guests had the chance to enjoy fine dining and wines from over 90 restaurants and wineries in the South Bay. Torrance City Cable 3 reporter Hiba Summit tells us more about this great fundraiser.
It's an event that has been growing bigger and bigger.
We really wanted to be, for our company to be part of the community and kind of support all the good things that are going on. So we partner with all the restaurants and the beverage companies and the charities to kind of put this event on.
For Our Children Food and Wine Festival is a local tradition helping to raise funds for local organizations that assist children in living better lives.
It's been a tremendous help because we have children that are being cared for at the end of their life, and some of those families really have financial difficulties as well. So the care is provided in the patient's home, but we have to make sure that that home is safe.
This year's beneficiaries are Sandpipers and Trinity Kids Care Hospice Foundation. While two very different organizations, they both help children in special ways.
You get a $300 or $400 electricity bill because your child needs oxygen, and you're just getting a small pittance and you have to be there 24 hours. We're able to help them with that bill.
Trinity Kids Care serves 200 children a day, and about 25% of those patients are right here in the South Bay. But this year, the fundraiser is helping meet the biggest need yet.
We have more children, so the need is greater. Today, we will have 119 children on service. Over the course of the year, we'll care for more than 300 children.
Gay Walker is one of the original creators of Trinity Kids Care and says it warms her heart to see that people want to raise money for a cause that isn't easy to talk about.
There's a man right now with him at his home. They're cutting a CD. He's producing a rap video while he's in bed, wrapped from head to toe in gauze. Can't move. So what happens? The money from here, the support, brings those resources, brings life to someone who can't get out.
Helping children from one end of the spectrum of need to the other, Sandpipers dedicates their time to children in the South Bay. This year, they hope to give out $270,000 in scholarships for college-bound students.
The kids that we support, as I said, many of them are first-time college students. We have one child who, comes from, she was raised in foster care, and she managed to make it all the way through and get into Syracuse.
And these are the stories that make people like Stephanie Trammer lend a helping hand.
This is our community, and if we ignore it, who's going to take care of it? Who's going to take care of these kids that need help?
It's just a very special time for everybody here today.
For Torrance City Cable 3, I'm Hiba Samad.
Thanks, Hiba. Honda's goal for this year is to raise $250,000. Now, over the past 29 years, the fundraiser has brought in more than $2.4 million for South Bay children.
How does it feel? Like a rolling stone? How's my Bob Dylan imitation? Well, locals rock to the music of Bob Dylan, a familiar event in the South Bay for the past 25 years. The annual Dylan Fest was a huge hit at the Torino Plaza, a concert that first started in 1991 in the backyard of artist Renee Safier and Andy Hill.
And then after 7 years, a light bulb went off, and we thought, hey, I bet people would get tickets to this. So we took it to the clubs and parks and festivals.
Featured artists from the night sang songs from a wide variety of Dylan's albums, and some audience members got into the spirit with some costumes. And if you missed this year's event, don't worry, there will be plenty more chances to catch the show.
People ask us, how do we do it? Why do we do it for 25 years? And our answer is, we haven't gotten through all of Bob's songs yet.
I think we'll probably be doing it till we're about 112. And then we'll take a break.
You can rewatch some of the performances on their YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com and search Dylan Fest.
Adding to the list of food chains updating their menus for a healthier cause is a popular bakery cafe chain. Panera Bread, famous for their baked goods, sandwiches, and salads, recently released a list of no-no ingredients. The list includes more than 150 ingredients that will be gradually removed from the chain's foods by the end of 2016. This includes selling only clean salad dressings without artificial sweeteners and preservatives, as well as removing modified cornstarch from their chicken noodle soup. According to a recent survey by Nielsen, more than 60% of consumers said having no artificial flavors or colors in their food purchase is important. To see the full list, visit PaneraBread.com and download the no-no list.
Most people tend to wait until the new year to change up their workout resolutions, but research shows why you should do that more often. Workouts can start to feel old when you do the same routine day after day, and when something becomes boring, you're less likely to commit yourself. Experts say the key to making exercise a lifelong habit is change up your routine frequently. A study by exercise scientists at the University of Florida found that when people change their routine every 2 weeks, they were more likely to stick to it over the course of 2 months than those who stayed with the same routine. The body is highly adaptable, so when you stay with the same workout, your body performs it more efficiently. Bad news for those trying to lose weight because they can translate to burning fewer calories. Other tips include changing the location of your workout, something as simple as doing your usual routine in a new place. Also, vary your intensity. If you're on a bicycle, switch up the gears from high to low resistance. Other tips include reversing the order of your workout and trying a new activity. The most important advice is to make it fun. Exercise should bring some happiness to your daily life. Still ahead, some upcoming events you won't want to miss. We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
Used motor oil never wears out, it just gets dirty. Motor oil and filters can be recycled and used again. So don't dump it, recycle it. With nearly 30 locations in Torrance, we make it easy to recycle. For a list of certified used oil collection centers, visit recycletorrance.org. Doing it yourself is great, but what do you do with your old or leftover paint? Easy. Recycle it. Just go to paintcare.org or head to these stores in Torrance. Help care for the environment. For more information or locations, go to paintcare.org or recycletorrance.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Welcome back, everybody. Here are some upcoming events in the city. The official Bike Commute Week for the City of Torrance is May 11th through the 15th. Instead of hopping in your car, commuters are encouraged to help reduce traffic, improve air quality, and increase health by riding their bicycle to work. The official Bike to Work Day in Torrance will be Thursday, May 14th. Watch out for the bikers. You don't want to hit a biker. No, it's bad, bad. Poker fans will have a chance to show their skills at the 9th Annual Kiwanis Charity Poker Tournament and Silent Auction. The event is set for May 17th with brunch beginning at 10:30 a.m. and the actual tournament starting at 12:30 p.m. Proceeds from the event will go to help pay scholarships for 8 graduating seniors. For more information, call 310-415-1394. Now, let's go out to Colin Kushner to see what's new on the Sports Desk.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for cruising by the Sports Desk studio. Hit me up on Twitter, that's @Colin_Kushner, with any pics, video, or anything sports related. Just giving you a little peek at what we've got to look forward to on the show this week. South's boys volleyball head coach has some Torrance ties. We'll tell you the story behind his Pioneer League playing days, and it wasn't in the green and white, hint, hint. Plus, the prep softball season is winding down. Find out which Torrance teams grab some huge Pioneer League wins as South, West, North, and Torrance lay it all out on the diamond. That's 4 and 9:30 p.m. right here on CitiCABLE. Boom sauce! We'll see you then.
Thank you, Colin. And a deserving teacher received some special recognition during Teacher Appreciation Week.
Really lucky to have students like you guys. You make coming to work really easy.
What started off as a normal PTA luncheon turned into an unexpected surprise. Jay Estabrook, a chemistry and AP environmental science teacher at North High, was caught off guard as Helpful Honda rolled out $5,000 worth of plants, gardening supplies, Chromebooks, and a very large check.
A lot of tools, some soil, and most importantly, we got some things to rebuild our greenhouse. We also got some computers so that students can do some research on the native plants that work best in our area. So I think the students will have plenty to do, which is always a good thing.
Estabrook was recognized for his enthusiasm and his commitment to teaching students about creating a clean environment. The Helpful Honda team gives back to the community with random acts of kindness, and for Teachers Appreciation Week, they awarded 5 nominated Southern California teachers. Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m.
And I'm Jin Chin. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.